Hello, and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast where we watch movies that, we haven't seen, and then we talk about them.
That's the name of the show.
Hang on a second, you told me you're not allowed to talk until I introduce you.
What? Who am I, Betsy? Wait. We already messed this up, but keep going!
I'm Betsy. With me, who talked before he was supposed to, is my husband, Trent.
That's the rule of podcasting. You're not allowed to speak until you are introduced.
Yeah, and you've broken every rule, so now we're doomed.
Yes.
In any case, today we are back to normal programming.
Still continuing with the thing that we've been setting out to do.
Whatever we want.
Yeah.
And today we are going to watch a film that Trent has not seen.
I haven't.
But I have. We are watching the 1997 film Air Force One.
Air Force One with Mr. Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. So Trent, why have you not seen Air Force One?
That's a great question because it is right up my alley. Mm-hmm. You know, this is in between when Harrison Ford was doing his... He wasn't in his old man phase yet.
Not quite.
He was like between, the end of the Star Wars trilogy.
He had done Jack Ryan movies.
Yeah, he had done his little stint in the Tom Clancyverse.
The Tom Clancyverse.
And he did when did he do that one where he's flying an airplane and they get stranded with what's her name?
Is it
Anne
7
Heche?
Days and Nights?
Yeah.
Something like that.
With Anne Heche,
early
yeah.
2000s.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's in this period where they're still kind of casting him as a leading man.
Yep.
He's kind of in his Richard Gere phase.
I guess.
Where, like, women of that age still like Harrison Ford. They would still say, they would wink and say yes to Harrison Ford if he approached him.
I mean, he would have been, let's see. He was already in his 30s when he did. So he was probably close to 50 when he made this movie.
Yeah.
So a presidential age.
Sure, totally.
What do you know about the movie?
Okay, so I think I know more about this movie than I've known about previous movies I haven't seen.
Okay.
So Harrison Ford is the president.
Yes, he is.
And I think what happens is, by the title of the movie, Air Force One,
what happens,
which is
Trent?
the president's plane, gets hijacked.
Okay.
By terrorists.
Okay.
When, the word terrorism started to really enter into the lexicon in people's minds, people started to hear about hijackings and bombings and other things, and it's been into the psyche of the American people.
Yeah. Do you know who the villains are? Where they originate from?
I do not. I know who's in it. I know Gary Oldman, I think is the bad guy.
I'm actually impressed that you know that because this was the first thing I ever saw Gary Oldman in.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my introduction to Gary Oldman.
Is he the most Gary Oldman? Because in the 90s, Gary Oldman was a crazy man.
I mean, this is the same year he made The Fifth Element.
Okay. Which, again, is a great, great movie, and he just is all out there. When did he do The Professional? Leon.
That would have been a couple years before that. So like 94, maybe,
he is
95?
Insane in that movie.
He's so good. I mean, yes, I believe... I haven't seen this movie in a while.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Sure.
But I do believe that he is very Gary Oldman.
Yes. Awesome.
If he ever writes a book, I want him to title it Very Gary Oldman.
I think... Is Glenn Close the vice president? I know she's an official.
That sounds right. Again, I've not seen this in a long time, but that sounds right.
She's either she's some high up official. She's at least in the cabinet.
Okay.
Where she's like I've seen this movie on cable.
But in bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces, like in a hotel room somewhere.
So you have no context.
No.
Yeah.
Everything basically involves them on the plane, and then there's the Situation Room back at the White House.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's
probably some people in here that you're going to recognize from the late 90s.
Yep.
But other than those people, I don't know who else is in the movie.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know if it's going to be like the cliche Arab terrorists or if it's like a rogue nation type of a thing. Yeah.
Well, Trent, we talked about this a few podcasts ago. When in doubt, who are the bad guys?
Russians and Nazis.
There you go. So, yeah, you could usually whittle it down to one of those things.
Sure.
But, yeah, so I think you maybe know more about this movie than you realize you do just because you've seen bits and pieces of it.
Sure.
It's been around for a while. Do you know the line of dialogue?
Of course I do.
That is really well known from
Get off my plane.
There you go. So you'll get to see it in all its glory.
Yeah.
We're going to go now. We're going to watch Air Force One, and we will be right back. And we're back. All right, 24 years on. Trent, you finally watched Air Force One beginning to end. What did you think?
I was not prepared for how dramatic that was.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
That held up.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm not going to lie. So before we started this, I said, oh, I'm so excited to watch this stupid movie. Because I was thinking, oh, this is one of those dorky movies from when I was a kid.
Right.
And
it's like another like Armageddon where it's going to be a
Right.
bunch of goofballs.
Yeah, I thought, oh, it's never going to hold up. No, this totally holds up.
Yeah. This was really, really good and well made.
Yeah. I was like finding myself like catching my breath
Yeah.
and getting really nervous because I think it's honestly been, it's been probably 15 or more years since I've watched this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was into it.
Yeah. Again, I go back to this was dramatic. I was like waiting for the slapstick to kind of rear its head.
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh yeah. Oh no, none of that ever happened. There's not one funny moment in the entire movie.
No, there's no levity except right at the beginning when he doesn't want to know the football scores. And,
Sure.
And everybody is like, don't tell me. And then some guy just says, oh, here's the score.
Hey, they squeaked it out 14-13.
Yeah, and that's it. The rest of the movie, we are on the edge of our seats trying to figure out what the hell is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, of course, this is post-Cold War 90s.
Yep.
And I suddenly, after watching this, I'm like, I want to do a film study of that.
Yeah.
Cinema focusing on the topic of post-Cold War 90s. Because we've talked about it before.
GoldenEye came out
is
in
a similar thing.
96. And that was very much a post-Cold War type of a thing, post-Soviet Union.
Yep.
Where, like, separatist generals are still kind of in charge of what they have in front of them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they have no leadership because the governments of the countries that were a part of the Soviet Union are not formed yet.
Yep, the diehard loyalists
Yeah.
don't know what to do with themselves.
And they talked about it if you've ever seen the movie Lord of War.
Yep.
Same thing. There is a gun salesman who is going around to all these Soviet bloc countries buying up all the weapons because nobody's there to say no.
Yeah, what else are they going to do with them all?
Right.
But yeah, so I couldn't remember the exact plot, like why they were doing this. And they start the movie with a general in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Who is basically a self-proclaimed leader of this country.
Right.
And through joint efforts with Russia and the United States, they capture him.
Right. Yeah, so they so what I think happens here is, okay, it's a few years on from the Soviet Union. There's been some upheaval in Kazakhstan.
Yep.
And this general, who was a former Soviet general, I would assume,
Yep.
has the backing of the military that is still remaining in Kazakhstan, and they have his back to basically institute a coup and take over.
Yeah.
But instead of that happening, and actually it did happen. I think it did happen because they went to the presidential palace in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, that's where they got
And they
him.
kidnapped the dude and put him in prison.
They said at the beginning, like, the self-proclaimed something or
Yeah,
other.
because he's at the presidential palace.
Yeah.
And then U.S. Special Forces come in and yank him out of there.
Yeah. So it's a dramatic opening sequence to set up our plot.
Yeah.
And then we see that the president is in Moscow because he's receiving an award for doing this, because this is a bad guy they've locked up. And then on the plane, it's a Russian group, because of course it's the Russians, Trent. I told you. Led by Gary Oldman, and they're posing as a press corps.
Famous Russian Gary Oldman.
And they are trying to basically get him freed.
Yeah.
I couldn't have told you that was the exact plot. I just knew they were Russian.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gary Oldman.
He was subdued the first 3/4 of his appearance in this movie.
Yeah.
By the time the president comes into the cockpit area, he just lets loose.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman just lets loose.
There's shooting and screaming and fighting. Yeah.
And like manhandling his face.
Oh yeah, and that's like very much really
that's
happening.
all real. That's all real. That
it's like,
Harrison
hello,
Ford's
Harrison,
face. Yeah,
I'm going to shove your face against this wall of buttons, but I'm really going to push on you.
Yeah.
So are you okay
and
with that?
I'm gonna shove this gun into your neck.
Yeah. Like, that's some method acting right there.
Totally.
And it's very, very effective. But yeah, like I said earlier, this was my introduction to Gary Oldman. I'm fairly confident I saw this one before I saw Fifth Element.
Okay.
Or even if I didn't, they're so different. The characters he plays are so different.
You barely know that's Gary Oldman in that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I might not have even recognized it being, 12 years old when this movie came out.
Sure.
But he's
scary.
He's scary in this movie. He gives it so much gravitas that it is effective.
And I believed him.
Yeah. He's very dead-eyed. Like, he doesn't blink like this movie. The really good actors train themselves not to blink on film.
Yeah.
And I was watching him. I'm like trying to keep my eyes open because he's just dead staring into everybody with such intensity. Yeah, and then he's like looking at them and he's like, I'm going to shoot this person in the face and that person in the face. Yeah. I mean business. I'm going to go all the way.
And they even said it in their situation rooms that, he's going to follow through with it.
Yeah.
He will go through every single hostage until he gets what he wants, until he is dead.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. Just try to stall him. But that's probably not even going to work either.
Yeah.
Like Harrison Ford does the thing with the fuel. And he immediately says, you know what? No, we are going to kill one person every minute until you say you're going to bring the fuel over here.
Yep. And then he just goes, thank you.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye. But yeah, he is a very good villain in this. Totally. Very
good. Yeah.
Yeah. I looked this up. He was 39 when he did this.
Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, he had been acting since the 80s. But again, fairly unknown actor in the United States.
Yeah.
It's so strange to me that it has taken this long for him to get the recognition of his ability. He is one of the best actors of this generation.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Bar none.
And I think it really took him coming over here and making movies in America for an American audience.
Yeah.
That really had him break out. Because, in the 80s and in the early 90s, you didn't get a lot of imports from the UK.
No, not a lot of them.
Film-wise. You just don't. No. Unless they were like very important movies and they're going to be like really hoity-toity type of things that like film buffs are going to enjoy and get nominated for Oscars, but nobody actually likes them.
He didn't get nominated for an Oscar until Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Yeah.
Which another movie that we didn't really like. It was too slow and weird and confusing. But he's so good. But yeah, how is it that he managed to make all of these incredible movies in the 90s and got nothing?
Yeah.
No recognition.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Because,
Dude is leading man material, and he's proven that over and over again.
Well, and he's frankly got equal footing in this movie as Harrison Ford.
He does.
He's
on screen. He's on screen for a really close number of minutes.
Right. I bet if you went and actually timed it out.
Yeah. He might have more.
He is either equal to or more than Harrison Ford.
Because Harrison Ford is
hiding
is hiding in the pod, or supposedly in the pod, waiting for the opportune time to come out. So that's a lot of screen time that he's not on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Gary Oldman, man.
Yeah. And
we could keep going.
We could keep going. But let's talk about somebody else. Let's talk about Glenn Close.
Fuck yeah, Glenn Close. You can be my vice president any day.
So again, this is probably one of the first things I saw her in.
All right.
I'm sure I saw 101 Dalmatians before this, but this is a very different role.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it. I think this might be the first example of a movie that I saw in my lifetime where the vice president was a woman.
Yeah.
And it's Glenn Close.
Yep.
Who's a badass.
Fuck yeah. So I was right. I did have that just based on what I remember seeing in other clips.
Yeah.
Other times I've seen this movie on TV. I figured that was her role because it would just make sense.
Yeah.
That she's the one making the calls.
Yeah. But she's really good in this too. Like she is trying to hold it together, and like there's the scene where they execute somebody, and she's just completely stone faced, and then a tear just rolls down her cheek.
Yeah.
So you can see it all. She's doing that thing where it's just all in her eyes.
Yeah. Just daggers.
Yeah. Oh, she good. She good. Again, a travesty in modern acting that woman doesn't have an Academy. 7 times she's been nominated.
Glenn Close an Oscar.
Academy Awards. Come on, guys. Give her the award. Please. For crying out loud. You're killing me here. And then our other major star, obviously, is Harrison Ford. I looked this up too. 55 years old he was when he made this. 55.
Very believable that he was able to do all of those things and be the president. And you know, they just casually dropped the fact that he was a Medal of Honor recipient.
Yeah, and a pilot.
He
was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. Yeah. And of course, as most people know, Harrison Ford is a pilot in real life.
He is.
Though I was watching this and I was like, oh, okay, so he's 55 doing this action movie, which is, you know, approaching what we were talking about before, where he's not quite old man Harrison Ford yet, but he's closing in on it. And now they're making another Indiana Jones. If you add 55 and then plus another 24 years, do we really need a 79-year-old Harrison Ford making action movies? I don't know.
Did we need Sean Connery in those movies either?
Okay, but you haven't seen, like, in anything or just in Indiana Jones?
Well, in the late 90s when Sean Connery was still making movies.
Okay, Entrapment is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
And he's good in it.
Yeah, he is.
He's not doing action, though. He's just being Sean Connery and there's action happening around him.
Okay, fair enough.
Same thing with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
But I will defer to whatever they do in a eventual Indiana Jones movie. If he can stop breaking his legs.
And arms.
Yeah.
He's going to make it through filming in one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. But that's a whole different conversation. And then the rest of the cast, we kept going, hey, it's that guy. Hey, it's that guy. So I was thinking about this. William H. Macy, this is 1997. That's the same year Fargo came out.
Okay.
Right?
I don't remember.
It's either 96 or 97.
Yeah.
So, again, relatively unknown actor at this time. And then you've got... hang on, I wrote his name down because I always forget. Ilya Baskin, the Russian guy that you noticed.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Who is flying the plane.
Yeah.
He was on his crew. This is the Russian actor who always plays a Russian in everything you've ever seen. He's been in October Sky. You said you knew him from 13 Days.
13 Days, he is the ambassador that meets with RFK at the end of the movie to negotiate, hey, this is what we're going to do.
But yeah, he's one of those character actors that if you're looking for a man to play a Russian, this is the guy
He's a great
call.
actor, yeah. I really like him.
Yeah, and then like the entire cabinet, a lot of the military guys, the Secret Service agent who betrays him.
Speaking of 13 Days, there's one of the dudes in the army uniform is basically wearing the exact same uniform that he wore in 13 Days.
Yeah. This is one of those movies, especially in the 90s, where it's character actors to fill the scenery.
The guy who comes in as the Attorney General, he's in The Sum of All Fears, another very similar kind of a movie where they're on Air Force One after a nuke goes off on U.S. soil. And I can't remember what position he has, but I think he might be like Secretary of Defense.
Yeah. Well, the Secret Service agent who betrays them and he lets them in.
Yeah.
Did you recognize him? Did you place him? I just placed him.
Tell me. I know him from a few things. What is it?
2 movies in a row. The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
He is in Hilltop. He's the guy who's in charge. Gregory or whatever his name is. He's got a beard and white hair.
I don't remember that at all. What
Yeah.
else do I know him from?
Oh, there more stuff from the 90s. We'd have to really look at his IMDb page. But yeah, I just placed him. I was like, wait a second, that's the guy from The Walking Dead.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other. I got it. He was in Terminator 2. He was the foster dad.
Okay, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm like, I know we just watched something where you were like, hey, I know this guy. Why do I know him?
We just for some reason saw a clip of that movie, and it's him getting the spike through his head.
Yeah, I just looked this guy up in IMDb. He has 240 credits to his name.
Jeez.
And I'd be willing to bet if I click through, like the guy who was, what is he, the National Security Advisor who gets killed? Mm-hmm. I've seen that man in many things.
Yep. The guy who takes a bullet for the president.
Oh yeah, he was on CSI.
Yeah, he was a CSI dude.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they try at the beginning of the movie to land the plane the first time, they go to a military base in Germany, and there's a guy
Yep.
at the desk. There's like 2
Yep.
or 3 of these guys who are only in this one scene. But I'm like, oh, that's the guy from The American President.
Yep.
And that's the guy from I don't know what, but I recognize him. There was a redheaded Secret Service agent on the plane. Mm-hmm. I think he must have died in the fray at the beginning, but I'm like, I know that guy from things too. This whole movie, I was just like, I know that guy, I know that guy, I know that guy.
Yeah, filled with people that we recognize. But again, it's, 20 plus years ago. We're bound to recognize a lot of people.
But here's the other thing that's so great about that is the fact that these people are still working and this is their career. They just play character parts. They show up for one scene, a couple scenes. They maybe have a line, they maybe don't, and they make entire careers out of this. 200 plus credits to their name.
How many actors can you think of that show up as military men?
Right.
They just show up in the uniform, and the uniform fits them very well, and they can bellow out an order like a military man would.
Right. You could say it's typecasting, but if you make an entire career, entire living out of that,
I'll take your money.
Take it. Do it, man. Maybe you're never going to be the Harrison Ford of your movie.
If you can make a career out of it, do it. All right, back to the movie instead of doing 20 questions and
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Instead of doing Where's Waldo with this movie. So go back to the beginning of the movie. They go to Russia. They're coming back, and they go back into their little meeting room, and they're talking about Saddam.
Oh yeah, the debriefing.
Remember Saddam Hussein? Wasn't it just a quaint time when the one person that the U.S. government was concerned with was Saddam Hussein and the crazy things that he was doing?
Well, yeah. Again, this is post-Gulf War, post-Cold War. There's a lot of stuff in the 90s. Yeah. That was a very relevant conversation.
Yeah. But again,
they even made some joke about him like killing all his sons-in-law or whatever.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so we talked about the Gary Oldman and his crew got onto the plane as a Russian media group.
Yep.
They didn't have to bring any kind of weapons with them because they have an inside man.
Yeah.
So one of the Secret Service agent that we were talking about, he betrays the president, betrays the whole. He
betrays his country.
Betrays the country, everything. And yeah, he shoots a couple of guards guarding basically between where the president is and where the press are, and gets a bunch of weapons. He opens up the weapons locker, and all of the Russians come in and take over the place.
So this is one loose end that is just occurring to me, bothers me a little bit.
All right.
Why? Did they explain why he joined their side?
No.
Yeah, he has no reason to do this. They give him no backstory. Like, he's not being blackmailed. He's not, a secret Russian agent. He's just a Secret Service guy who joins their team.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Not a thing. I think you're right. That is about the only plot hole that they did not fill.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why did the Secret Service guy betray his country and risk everything? And he makes it to the end of the movie.
He does. And he literally just starts killing people to get off the plane.
Yeah.
When he could have just, I don't know.
Well, also
he
when
himself more.
he probably would have completely gotten away with it.
If it weren't for you darn kids.
Right. He would have gotten away with it if they would have had enough time and like hooks to get everybody back off the plane. But then they realize there's only one left and there are 3 men still on the plane.
This plane is crashing.
This plane is going to crash. We don't have enough time. Get the president out of there now.
Yeah.
So guess what? He pulls out his gun, shoots William H. Macy, shoots the airman trying to get him off the plane. And yeah. But yeah, going back to before all that happens, of course, they take over the plane. They get everybody into the room, and the pilots are still in the cockpit piloting the plane. And on their way back, they have an opportunity to land at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany, which is a huge, huge Air Force base for the U.S. that we just happen to have in Germany still. Yeah. Still. But that's where basically all of the military planes get refueled and serviced and whatever else that are in the area. Okay. Yeah, it's a huge, huge base.
Is that where they filmed the Fast and Furious 6? The base that never ends, the runway that never ends.
Oh, yeah, right. It's also where I think they have a military hospital.
Gotcha.
I can't remember the actual name. It might just be Ramstein something.
Yeah. So that's the first action sequence in the movie where they're trying to land this plane. And then the plane goes off the runway. And I started going, ah!
Yeah, it goes off the runway into the dirt. Yeah. And it's like passing by the air traffic control tower.
Yep. Whipping shitties in the
Well, and one of the people that you mentioned, the dude who was actually on the radio, that's the guy from the first 2 Fast and Furious movies. He's
guy?
The FBI guy.
What?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's the FBI guy who brings in Brian
I'm gonna go
into Yeah, he's the FBI guy.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Hold on. It's this guy.
That guy.
Yeah,
okay.
He's in the tower.
Oh, yeah, that's who I was referencing.
Yes.
I forgot about him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I forgot about him.
All right. So it gets scarily close to the air traffic control tower where he is. And I thought it was going to run right into it.
Yeah. And of course, it's the beginning of the movie, so you know they're going to get away.
The movie is called Air Force One. This plane has to survive the entire movie.
Yeah. And of course, then they manage to take off without crashing into another giant jet. But yeah, that was well done.
I would like to talk to a pilot and ask them, do you think that they could actually get that thing off the ground?
At that speed, at that distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably isn't real because they got to go really damn fast to get a plane that big off the ground.
You're right.
What is that, a 747 or something?
At least. It is a giant, giant plane.
Yeah, it's 2-3 story airplane.
Right.
And that's always one of those fascinating things to me is nobody really has the schematics for what Air Force One looks like because that is a security breach.
Yeah.
They have a pretty
classified.
Yeah, they have a pretty good idea of what it looks like.
At least they know what old ones look like because they get decommissioned.
Yeah.
On occasion.
And then they change them out.
Yeah.
But that's always something that fascinates me about movies that feature the president, either the White House and or the plane, because you're just kind of guessing. You're kind of guessing what it looks like. Right. And it just needs to be convincing. And I'm sure it's just a set.
Yeah.
But it's one of those movies that you have to put like on a hydraulic lift. So you have to put the entire set so that they can tip them to the left and tip them to the right.
Or you could just make okay, everybody in the room, you're gonna go this way.
Everyone lean.
And you just cut really quickly and it just looks like it on camera.
I feel like this was a pretty big budget movie and they probably did it on the hydraulics. Just because why not?
I prefer to believe my story.
All right. Well, I'm gonna contact the director whose name is Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
I don't know anything that man has created, but well, I will ask him if they used hydraulics.
Right. So yeah, there's a lot of people on the plane. You got a bunch of security advisors. You've got, members of the press. We've got the press secretary.
Cabinet members.
I don't think there's any cabinet members on there.
No?
No, there's no secretaries on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no secretaries on the plane.
Advisors and family.
Just advisors and family members and members of the press. One thing that I know about Air Force One, when the president goes to an event, let's say, he goes on Air Force One from DC to Chicago, let's say, just for the sake
Short trip.
Yeah, just for the sake of this story. Oftentimes, people from DC, other lawmakers who are from the area that need to go there, they'll actually just hop a ride on Air Force One.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, so the whole idea of the Russian media group getting on there isn't that far out of the realm of possibility if they're just going to be coming back anyway.
Yeah.
So I was kind of thinking that, oh man, why would a Russian media group want to actually ride on Air Force One? Well, maybe they were there for whatever reason and they're just hitching a ride. Yeah. So it's not that out. It's not that out there.
Yeah. Have I told you about the time my sister saw Air Force One?
No. Was it on a plane?
No. So I don't know how much I can divulge. Basically, the short version is my sister had an internship with the NYPD. And
oh, yeah.
And they were on the beach investigating a crime.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the movie Air Force One.
No,
not
the plane.
I do know this story.
The actual plane. So, yes, she was on the beach doing an internship with NYPD, and they were investigating a crime, and it was when I believe Obama was president.
Yeah.
And they normally don't have planes flying over there, but it's the president. He could kind of do what he wants. And so
they clear the airspace for Air Force One.
Yes. So she's on the beach, and they hear the sound of a jet engine, and they look up, and just flying very low overhead is just taking off Air Force One.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, I'm down here doing my job. There's a crime been committed. And there's the president flying away.
Hey.
Just a weird little story.
Yeah. All right. So the terrorists go up to the cockpit, get all the pilots out of there. They take over. They fly it back off from the Air Force Base. They're in control. Fine.
Right.
From there, we start to hear more back at home. We get the situation room with the president, with the vice president and the cabinet and whoever else happens to be there. A bunch of military people. And this is where we start to really hear from Glenn Close. Now, she being a badass, I wanted to see more of her.
Okay.
I think they kind of portrayed her as kind of a meek, like by the book, just I don't really know how to describe it. She wasn't her normal Glenn Close self.
She didn't go so far as to boss the men in the room around.
Right.
She was sort of towing the line.
She was very much being a vice president. Because a vice president doesn't get to bark orders at people.
Right.
And, of course, eventually, we get an education, Betsy.
Oh, yeah? What about?
The 25th Amendment.
They bring in a scholar.
No, well, they bring in the Attorney General.
Who would know?
Who should know. Who should know. But, yeah, if what they're talking about here is they don't know where the president is. They assume that he is incapacitated somehow or dead.
Yeah.
Because it's very possible that he was dead.
And if he's not dead, he's under duress.
Correct.
Potentially.
Right. So he's in a situation where he cannot actually think in a way that is clear and...
He cannot execute the office of the president.
Thank you. So the 25th Amendment says, if this is the case, you need a majority of the cabinet to sign off on an order to say the president is incapacitated, we are transferring power to the vice president or whoever would happen to be next in line that is available. So if the vice president was also on the plane, the Speaker of the House would become president at that point. And I think at that point you also have to involve Congress, but at the very least you can become acting president.
Yeah.
With just the signature. And whenever the president comes back, and I think they never officially said this, but I think when W. Bush had to undergo some kind of a surgery, they did invoke the 25th Amendment, not because, they didn't have to get like the majority of the cabinet or anything, but the vice president was in charge for a short time when he was under.
Yeah.
I think they did that.
He's literally been put under.
Yeah.
And cannot do anything.
Yeah.
Literally cannot do anything. He is not awake.
Right. In whatever situation that, if anything were to happen while he's under, guess what? You need to have a decision maker ready to go.
What do they call that? It's the progression of government. What do they
Continuation of government.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that whole thing.
Continuity. Continuity of government. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. And after 9/11, they started to really think a lot more about this shit, and thinking, oh God, what happens if, an insurrection happens, and a whole lot of lawmakers are killed, or there's a bomb that goes off. They made an entire ABC show, with Jack Bauer,
Designated Survivor.
Designated Survivor. That's why during the State of the Union, one member of the cabinet gets put off by themselves in a secure location, because if the worst thing happens and Congress gets blowed the hell up and everybody dies, there's one person left to run the government.
Oof.
Heavy stuff there, Betsy.
Heavy stuff. Thanks for bringing the mood down.
But again, they really went for it with the drama.
They did.
They didn't have any kind of levity in like them taking over or anything like that. Like, the military people are very serious.
They just start shooting people.
The secretaries are very serious on the ground there, and whoa.
Yeah.
They just went for it. And I'm glad that they did.
Yeah, and they talk about Air Force One and how it's bulletproof.
Yeah.
It's bulletproof and it could survive a nuclear blast to some extent.
Right. The I guess it, not the actual explosion,
but the wave.
But the force of the push.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they kind of mention that in passing at the beginning of the movie, which then means he can just start shooting a machine gun at everybody in this damn plane. Because normally, Trent, if you know anything about how airplanes work,
and I don't,
shooting a gun in an airplane with the possibility of blowing out windows is a bad idea.
Why do you have a gun in space? One of my favorite lines from Armageddon.
But yeah, and so they kind of just managed to throw enough little lines of dialogue to justify the further action later.
Sure. They explain it away.
The whole movie's like that. Like, he speaks Russian. The president speaks Russian.
Uh-huh.
It's just casually thrown in at the beginning. But it's...
Apparently he also speaks French.
Okay.
They made a joke about that. His wife said, yeah, maybe you should have, or maybe somebody said.
He said, my mom wanted me
to
take French.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't speak French.
That's the line. That's the line.
Joke.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, they were like, it's coming in handy that he speaks Russian. And he's like, tell my mom that because she thought it was a waste of time. She wanted me to take French.
That's right. Okay, now I get it.
So they sort of set it up like that. Same thing with the plane. Like, it's bulletproof. Also, it can do a shockwave. And then later, there's a shockwave where he's like, shoot a missile at the plane.
Yeah, and because they know it's on autopilot, and because it's on autopilot, it's also going to defend itself.
Right.
So guess what? You are going to shoot a missile at the plane as if it is going to hit it, but the plane is smart enough. It has countermeasures, as they explain, to counteract any kind of thing that might be targeting it.
Yep, it's not going to hurt anybody. It's just going to knock them over.
Correct.
Yeah. One other question I had about this. So, does it seem unreasonable to think that the escape pod is the way they would go? Wouldn't they maybe have like a room that can go on lockdown? Is this plane just a plane? Yes, it's got a lot of bells and whistles, but is the first thing they're going to do shove him in a pod and shoot him off the plane?
If it's that bad, probably. If it's that bad, I would say that's probably the case.
I guess every single door they were having trouble getting into, they just blew up. This whole movie.
Right. It's still a plane.
Yeah.
It's still a plane.
It seems like you'd have like a built-in panic room.
Which, I mean, there probably are. And there's a lot of panels that he's able to to crawl through.
Yeah.
You know, he went all Die Hard.
Just a thought. It's just something I was thinking, like, wouldn't there be some kind of panic room instead of quick, rush him all the way downstairs, get him in this pod, and shoot him off the plane?
I get that. But I think that is about as believable as you could come up with in that scenario.
All right.
Also, how the hell did he get out of that?
How did he get out of it?
How did he get like into?
Oh yeah, he was.
Because I'm sure he would have been like shoved into the pod and like strapped in by the guys, but maybe they died before he had a chance.
The only bit of this I'll give you is when he gets shoved in, the door isn't closed.
Yeah.
And they show the door and it's not closed, but then they cut and the door is closed. So either he got out or there's a hatch inside that he was able to crawl up the top.
How did he launch it then? Because I don't know how he would have launched it without being inside of the pot. Okay.
It's automatic, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like if the Secret Service agent pulls a handle, pushes a button.
From the outside.
The outside. You get in the pod and off you go.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think that's a valid question, but who cares?
All right, another random thought I had. And you brought this up, I think, a few months ago. So in these kinds of movies, or in movies in general, the most common male names, why are they always called Jim and Jack and John?
I don't know.
How many times has Harrison Ford played a character named John or Jim?
Because it doesn't matter what his name
Jack. He played Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
He played Jim Marshall in this. I don't know. It's a stupid thing that bothers me. Like, why are you always called Jim?
Is a better name Harrison?
I guess. I guess.
It is a good name, though.
I've known one person in my life named Harrison. He was a couple years younger than me, and he went to my college.
Okay.
It's the only time I've ever met somebody with that name. The CG in this movie.
Oh.
So, for the most part, it's not bad. Like, 97, you're going to get what you get.
There are two scenes.
That
are bad.
So, what was the first scene?
The first scene is very short, and I think they just did it because they couldn't recreate it when they were filming.
Practical effects.
It was when they were refueling.
That looked... Yeah, it's like...
Some of it was like on real stuff.
They probably did miniatures for that.
But there was a very short thing that was all CG and it looked awful.
Was it when they blew up the plane?
It was right before that.
Right before.
Yeah.
It's a good scene. Like, if you can overlook the CG, it's just like, holy shit, that plane blew up.
That whole damn fueling plane blew up real good.
Yeah.
This wasn't even a Bruckheimer joint.
No. No. He was busy making Armageddon at this time.
Yeah. But yeah, it was that scene and the final scene.
You mean when the plane crashes on the water, Trent?
Oh, that was so bad. It's so bad to look at. It's like some fucking this like educational video on how a plane would kind of maybe break up if it hit the water.
Would it actually? Do you think the physics were correct there?
Not at all.
Wouldn't you?
Not at all.
I could understand going at the speed it was going, that it would skid across the top of the water for a little bit, but for it to completely like overturn and start. Yeah.
And stay intact.
No, it would be like grinding against the water and falling apart on impact.
Yeah. When planes like that hit the water, there's nothing left. Like the structure of them does not maintain.
Yeah.
And that's Air Force One, so maybe we're reading way too much into this.
It's not the good of a movie.
But yeah, it looked awful. I was embarrassed to even watch it.
I think if we ever get a 4K treatment, they should go back and clean that up a little bit.
Oh, Jesus.
Just clean it up a little bit, guys. Please. I know you did this on
we need
film.
to maintain the integrity of this trash.
No.
But
really...
the rest of the movie was believable. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed Gary Oldman teasing me with him not really being crazy early on. He was just kind of Russian.
He was restrained.
He was very restrained. He was just kind of
but very evil.
Yeah. You know, his whole thing is the reunification of the Soviet Union.
Of Mother Russia.
Of Mother Russia. He's talked a few different times about Mother Russia and reunification and getting all the people back that will allow them to do this, because they say if this general is released, then the current president of Russia, Petrov, will lose power.
Yep.
Because there will be a coup attempt, and they're going to go back to what it was, at least attempt that anyway.
And nobody's going to be there to stand up to him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Which, by the way, I pointed this out while we were watching. President Petrov is the same name as they give the Russian president in House of Cards.
That's weird. I have to assume, because I don't speak Russian, I've never been to Russia, but it's probably like saying Smith.
Maybe.
It's
I don't know.
like a common thing.
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
I don't know, but it's just something that I noticed.
All right. One more thing I noticed, talking about the general.
Okay.
At the beginning of the movie, he's arrested in his pajamas.
Yep.
When he's released from prison, he's handed a uniform. Why?
I think it's because the people who were there, like, at the prison...
Were on his side.
Okay. And they brought it to him so that he can walk out with his dignity.
Okay. I just was like...
Yeah, there was a dude on the phone who was very much on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, makes more sense.
That's how
I was like, when you go to prison, you are arrested and you are going in with the clothes you had, and when you left, you're given the clothes you had. Like in Ocean's 11, he goes into prison in a tuxedo.
Yep.
He leaves prison in a tuxedo.
That's how they do it.
So this man should, by all rights, be in his pajamas.
Getting shot in his pajamas.
That's right. Talk about charade. Died. Another one died in their pajamas. Watch Charade, it's so good. Anyway, that's his personal recommendations that will continue to come up.
Yes. All right. But yeah, the action was good. I think him knowing something about, planes, and him knowing something about, defending himself was believable. At this time, this guy could be John Kerry. Think about it.
Yeah.
John Kerry was a military man. He was a Navy man.
Yep.
He ran for president for around the same age, maybe a little older. Mm-hmm. But in this time, those are the guys who were running for president.
True.
So
Vietnam vets. And...
Yep. And those who were also draft dodgers.
Yeah,
were running for president and becoming president.
You're going to get real political. I'm going to stop giving you these
It's true.
political themed movies.
It's true.
I'm going to make you watch something really dumb next time. Stop giving me a civics lesson. Yeah, I was surprised at how much I actually still really like this movie.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, 97, has it aged well? Is it going to be not relevant? Like I touched on at the beginning, I'm kind of fascinated with the concept of the early to mid 90s as far as these kinds of characters are concerned. Like when you are born and raised in a hardcore, hardline communist Russia.
Yep.
And then it falls apart very quickly, frankly.
Yeah.
It had been slow at first, but then when it happened, it happened.
Sure.
What do you do after that? And there's like a whole like series of movies that explores that topic. Mm-hmm. And it never really occurred to me that this was one of them.
Yeah.
So watching this older and knowing a little bit of that history, I appreciated that element of it more than I would have when I was 12. And it's just like, bang, bang, boom.
Right.
Blowing up things.
Right. Like I said, they made it believable.
Yeah.
But I think that is where we're going to leave it. So Betsy.
Yes, right?
We got another email.
We did.
From Mitch from Saskatoon.
Hi, Mitch from Saskatoon.
Hey, Mitch. So he's responding to Frozen.
Hit me.
All right. So Mitch says, hello. I need to respond to your Frozen podcast with a few remarks. This particular podcast is the reason I listen in. Thank you. You give me outstanding information about films that I have and haven't seen. I thought I knew this movie, but apparently there's still some stuff I miss. The Arrested Development connection was amazing, but there needs to be a third reference to be confirmed.
Okay, but it is confirmed. Like, I have seen this all over the internet. People have said, no, that's definitely what's happening here. Yeah. Like, there's some connection. I just haven't been able to find it.
Okay. The reason why I would say he's maybe a little bit on the nose here is because about them being 3 anyway. The first one you said about finishing each other's sandwiches.
Yeah.
That was in Arrested Development, but that is a thing that is kind of an old joke.
Okay.
So that I wouldn't
That could be
make
coincidence?
that connection.
Okay.
The chicken thing, I don't see how it could be anything else.
Well, I will look into it more. I will see if there's a third.
If there's just the one reference, I'm okay with that. But until there's 3, I'm with Mitch.
All right, Mitch. I will look into this.
All right. Next, he says, my first reaction is how when Disney is in the pre-production process for this film, they say, quote, let's get the guys who wrote Spooky Mormon Hell Dream and The Internet is for Porn to do the music for our family movie.
That's right.
That is amazing.
That is right.
It is amazing.
Because we didn't talk about that. He also was a part of Avenue Q.
Yeah, I think you did mention that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Whatever.
The fact that those people came up with Let It Go, along with the music for Coco, one of my favorites, is even more amazing. You know what? People can be multi-talented.
It's true.
You can do dirty stuff, and you can do squeaky clean stuff that is completely overrated. Speaking of Let It Go, he continues, I'm with Trent.
Oh, come on,
I
Mitch.
got another one, guys.
Come on.
I got another one. It is an overrated song. The whole movie is overrated. He's going all the way here. If you want better music, a better story, and a funnier movie, go straight to 1 year prior and watch Tangled. We did. A superior movie. I will die on that hill.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Them's big words.
Mitch going to bringing out the big guns here. I saw Tangled. I thought it was good.
When I finally convinced you to watch it.
Yes. This was a long time ago, but yes, we did watch it.
That one has a lot more humor, I think.
Yeah.
And it's just overall makes you feel warm inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to Frozen, which leaves you cold.
Haha.
Mitch continues. I do have to say, if you see Frozen 2, a lot of your comments and speculation will be easily put to rest. Without spoilers, I can tell you Tarzan is not a relative. I can also tell you Kristoff does get a song, and in the most amazing and unexpected way possible. As far as sequels go, it is the perfect complement to the original and does not disappoint. Pixar doesn't really do sequels to movies that are not successful.
They don't also just make a sequel to make a sequel.
No.
They aren't flippant about it.
Like, the movies that have gotten sequels from them are Toy Story, which put them on the map.
Cars.
They did 2, 3, and a bunch of offshoots.
Yeah.
And Planes.
They did Incredibles 2.
They did Incredibles 2 way, way late.
Finding Nemo got a sequel.
Finding Nemo got a sequel.
Sounds right.
Oh, Monsters, Inc.
Yes. But that's technically a prequel.
Yeah. But it got another movie, though. That is Pixar, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, totally. All right. Mitch continues. A lot of long emails. I like this. One last thing on the Disney princesses. I found it funny that in Moana, one of the funniest scenes is when Maui goes through the checklist of things to make her a princess, including the animal friend, played by Alan Tudyk, the rooster/chicken. And he finishes, keep up the good work on the podcast. Looking forward to your further episodes and movie selections. From Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Hey, thanks, Mitch. Thanks for reading the email and giving us some compliments.
Yeah.
We like doing this. This is all for you. This is, very tangentially related to doing it for us, like having us watch movies, but
we're going to sit here and talk to each other no matter what.
Exactly. We have these conversations after we watch movies every single time.
It's true.
And we have to prevent, like, once we shut the movie off or when we walk out of the theater, we have to prevent ourselves from talking about what we just saw so that we can walk our happy asses over to this table and start talking on the microphone.
Well, and nobody likes those people who walk out of the theater and there's people in the lobby and you're just like, oh my God, can you believe Darth Vader is Luke's father?
Right. I think I have once encountered that with somebody, and I just
kind of ruined your whole life.
It didn't happen to me because we were coming out of the same movie. But they were doing it in front of other people.
Yeah.
And that's shitty. Don't do that.
Don't spoil movies for people, guys. Keep your comments to yourself until you get in your car or home to your podcast.
Yes. Make your own damn podcast, and you can spoil things for other people.
Make them work for the spoilers.
Yes. So that's all I've got, Betsy. Do you have anything else?
That's what I got, Trent.
All right. So that is the end of another podcast. We thank you for listening. I don't think we do that enough.
Yeah, thanks for listening if you're out there.
Yeah. Again, we enjoy doing this. If you want to reach out and give us some feedback on this one or any of the other ones, we've done a few of these already, over 30.
One or two.
Or over 30 so far.
Or over 30.
Over 30. If you want to reach out and talk about any of the movies that we've seen, it doesn't have to be this one.
No.
Any of them. There's a lot of them. Go back, listen.
Tell us one that you think we would like. We are always open for recommendations.
Yeah, Air Force One wasn't even on the list.
But it was on Netflix.
It was on Netflix, and Betsy made the suggestion. You haven't seen that, have you? Nope. Okay, we're watching it.
So we're always looking for something to watch.
Yes. So send us an email, neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. We post whenever the episodes go up. It is every Sunday and every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Central Time. Or you can also support us. Click on the little link in the podcast description, something about support. You can send us $1, you can send us $5 or $10 through Anchor. It's kind of cool. I've done it with other people. It's very easy to do. But until next time, this has been Never Seen It. My name is Trent.
I'm Betsy.
We will see you on the next episode.
So get off my plane.
Get off my plane!